everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between Sermons. I'm Brent, the host, and I get to be the lead pastor at Disciples Church, and we are going to have a great conversation today, turning the monologue from the stage on Sunday into a real dialogue where we get to kind of dig a little bit deeper into Sunday's message and kind of turn this into a little bit of a small group. And so thanks for hanging out with us. But in order to have a conversation, I can't just be talking at a camera. I got to be talking to people. And so I've got two amazing people with me, but first off, the awesome co-host, Taisha Beasley.
Yay! Why am I always clapping?
I don't know, but you're here every week and stuck with me for like an hour.
I love
to
that
talk.
You are so self-aware. Stuck is a great word.
Stuck is the word.
No. I'm sorry, Kris. We're gonna bring you. We're gonna bring you in.
This is so
but
fun.
before I introduce you, I just want to say you inspire me.
To be more casual, to buy more hoodies.
Yeah, that too. But I like how you said, I was actually telling Pretty this last week, how you say you get to be the pastor of Disciples Church. And that may seem like a small word to you, like, oh, but it really is like, it puts things.
It's the truth of the
state
of the situation,
humble,
I guess.
Like, statement.
See, I don't even view that as humble. I just view that as like,
no, it's like it's like an add honor. Like I get to serve you guys.
I get to, and if there's ever a time when I don't get to do that, that would suck. It'd be very sad. But
how
it's
do
God's
you turn
church.
a compliment into
I don't know. It's a skill. It's a gift.
It's a gift.
Okay, let's move along. I get to be on this podcast with my sister, Kris Lacy, today, who is a wellness coach in her field. And I must say, when we were thinking about the guests to have on this show as we dive into Esther with this called series, definitely we thought of you for this time. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. And when you said you thought of me, I'm like, really? Like, tell me more.
It was intentional. Yeah, it was intentional. But thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
And that's gonna be a great conversation.
Yeah, this will be fun because I get to talk to your husband like every week for like an hour, and so this will be different.
I know, and I get to talk to your wife.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm supposed to talk to James tonight, and you're supposed to be talking to Sol tonight.
Yes.
So look at that timing.
Okay. Yeah.
Discipleship groups. Get in one.
Get in one. Because in my mind, I'm like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, did I miss something? No, I'm just nosy. But no, this is going to be a great show because I really, the story of Esther. First of all, let's pause with the call series in general. Like, have you been able to see or listen to some of the sermons? How has it been rocking
It's been good. So far, I just really enjoyed Saul, and I was telling Sol about it because I just remember being that person who, like, I felt like I heard from God regularly, and I would be like, yeah, but no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this way. And so it was just nice, and I appreciated the level of accountability that came with that conversation because so many of us don't connect to Saul. They're like, I'm not. Yeah. But for everybody to kind of see themselves, in that place, like, it really resonated with me a lot. And I was also grateful because I'm like, I'm not like Saul anymore. So this is really good.
That's
so
good.
I felt really good in a very holy way.
No, but it can be very encouraging when you're like, oh, that's really bad. I'm not that bad.
He's not anymore.
Not anymore. No, seriously. We were talking about I think it was with David, how his failure was like a top tier failure. Do you have any top tier failure? Don't share, but like, do you have any?
Wow, we just got real personal real fast.
Many spirit fingers.
I feel like if we go down the list, can we all say, like, I think I had a top tier failure?
Several.
Which really this series humbles you. Because you can, like you said, reflect and see yourself in so many of the different, I won't say characters, but the different people that God chose to use. And I love, Pastor Brent, how you really want us to focus on, in this called series, the heart behind, like, the word call, which is to love God and love his people and serve. So I really love that perspective. And one thing that we're going to talk about today is the assignments that come with that calling. And so it should be a great conversation. But if you didn't get a chance to listen to the sermon, Pastor Kris, who is one of our founding pastors, did an amazing job on speaking on Esther. So since you are the only pastor on the set,
Dun, dun, dun.
go ahead and give us a recap on the story of Esther before we jump into conversation.
Yeah, so Esther is it's a very interesting book in the Bible. So it lands in the kind of the history books for the people of Israel. Actually, I read a stat that Esther is one of the most read books in Jewish culture outside of the first 5 books of the Bible. It's like, it's a very important story for them. But it's interesting because it's the only book that's fully written while in Persia. So they're in exile. This story's taking place for all of the guys listening that just love the movie 300 and King Xerxes. It's the same king.
Wow.
So like there's like this crossover happening. So like if you were curious, it's most likely it's describing the same person.
Wow.
So now when you read Esther's story and this guy like dips his scepter, now you're gonna be picturing the dude from 300 with like the nose ring thing, like looking all creepy. Yeah, so that's the guy. So Esther's story, it's interesting. The book is one of only 2 books in the Bible that does not mention God at all. But you see God working throughout the story. Kind of, there's so many. I heard somebody say at one time like it was too coincidental to be coincidence, and it kind of seems like that's what's happening with Esther's story. But short version of it is kind of a messed up situation. King Xerxes kills his wife because she's disobedient to him, and he gets mad, so he kills her. So he needs a new one. And to pick a new one, he decides to have what some people have described as a beauty contest, which was, maybe that's how you could describe it.
Maybe.
But it was a beauty pageant with sampling of the, the people. It's not
way of saying what happened.
It's a very ugly story. Like if you read it and realize what they're really talking about there, it's like, So like this is not like the fairy tale princess story. Like Disney's not making this one.
No.
And so anyways, the VeggieTales did. So who knows? Anyways,
VeggieTales made the story.
Yes, there's a VeggieTales of Queen Esther.
Ruben's shaking his head like, yup.
100%. How do you not?
I don't know.
Did you know?
I didn't.
Am I the only one here that watches VeggieTales?
So you don't watch Chosen, but you watch VeggieTales.
Of course.
That's insane.
VeggieTales is canon. Yeah, I mean 100%.
Okay.
They're more biblically accurate. Anyways.
For real? Okay.
Yeah, come on now. Don't knock my VeggieTales. I need some support in the comments on this one.
Sorry.
We need some love for the VeggieTales.
Ruben's putting his hand up.
Yeah, come on. I'm in the wrong room, man.
You are.
We should
Clearly.
get. I should just leave you and your blazers and your lack of VeggieTales. Like I'm the wrong guy for this conversation. All right, back on track.
It's just lame.
So Esther's story, Jewish woman, young lady who gets picked as part of this beauty pageant, and ends up being good at her job, I guess is the way to put that.
A lot there.
Xerxes is I mean, how do you have this background? Uncomfortable conversation.
Wow.
So Xerxes is very enamored and decides to marry her. She becomes the new queen, and in that process, we learn about kind of a right-hand man to King Xerxes, a man named Haman, who is very much anti the Jewish people, just hates them. Mostly because he hates a man named Mordecai, who happens to be related to Queen Esther. And there's all this drama that happens there. And Haman decides, I want to have Mordecai killed, but it's not enough just to kill Mordecai. I need to kill, like, all of his people. And so there's this plot that's enacted. And Mordecai finds out about it. Esther finds out about it. Mordecai goes to Esther and says, you're the queen. If any of us is going to be able to do something about this situation, it's going to be you, girl. And it's the famous line that everybody knows. It's like, what if for such a time as this? Right? And so it's just this, it's a really powerful story. It's a really cool moment. And there's some elements of that I love where he's like, if you don't do anything, don't think that you're going to be safe just because you're the queen. But like, if you choose to do nothing, look, God redeems his people. Like, God saves. And salvation's going to come. He's just not going to use you. But if you want to be in on this, then let's do it. And so they come up with a plan. They execute this plan of getting Xerxes to kind of get back on the side of the Jewish people and realize that, oh, I'm married to one of them. I should probably do something to keep them all from getting murdered. And so end of the story is basically Haman gets executed in place of Mordecai. Like it's some scholars talk about like the book of Esther is the book of reversals. So it's like everything that Mordecai plans, God reverses.
Oh, yes.
Everything that Haman plans, God reverses. So like Haman's planning Mordecai's execution. Haman ends up getting executed the same exact way that he was planning on executing Mordecai.
Yeah.
The Jewish people are going to be destroyed utterly, and all their stuff is taken, and it reverses, and now they're destroying their enemies, and they're getting all of the plunder and all of the stuff. So it's like God just, the first 5 chapters is like setting up, oh, this bad stuff's going to happen. God reverses it. The next 5 chapters is all the blessings and God turning the tables.
Shout right there.
Come on now. Come on. It's a really cool book. I mean, it's really short. It's like, I think it's 10 chapters, maybe 11. I think it's 10. Really short book. You can read through it in an afternoon. And cool history of the Jewish people in exile because of their sins.
Yeah.
And yet, even in their sins, when they cry out to God, he delivers.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is just awesome for us.
Yes. It's one of my favorite stories in the Bible. Because it's a story, and you can really see God's hand in it. And so I'm so glad we chose to teach on that in this series.
If you had a daughter, would you name her Esther? Because you named your son Nehemiah, and we're going to talk about Nehemiah next week. And so
Esther is such an old name. I don't think so.
And Nehemiah isn't?
No, it's one of those timeless names. I think Nehemiah is, but
Esther.
We can't do Esther.
That would be too much weight. Too much heavy, like, you're Esther. So you were brought
for such a time as
this.
I'm okay with the weight. The name is just not.
Yeah. So one reason we thought about you when it came to this show is, for those who don't know, I do know you personally, and I know a little bit of your testimony, and I know a little bit of, because of the community that we are a part of and just doing life together, which is very important, and something we really encourage here at Disciples Church. I know that there was a season this year where you had your such a time as this moment.
Dun, dun, dun. What a setup.
I know.
Like, what?
So first, kind of tell us.
I want to hear more.
I know. You don't help me out at all. Like, I'm trying to build anticipation, get the crowd, and you just point me out like, this is what she's doing. I'm just playing. I love it. It wouldn't be a show without
I don't know how I can
dynamics.
derail a conversation just so quickly. I apologize.
No. And so first I want you to kind of share what really stood out to you in the message yesterday from Mama Kris, or Pastor Kris. I call her Mama Kris.
Me too.
We love her.
Yes.
And so, man.
I called her mom before you guys did.
She's my
You know,
namesake.
I think you're
She's
right.
my
You
namesake.
should be off the show. No, I'm just playing. But thanks for sharing your mom with us.
Yes. I am grateful.
Yes.
So first of all, shout out to Mama Kris, because she did her thing up there on that stage yesterday, and I was so proud, and I was just so grateful for her yes, which is what stood out to me. That I think that was the first step, is you have to give God your yes. And for my life, doing that is when everything started to change. Like, not my partial, playing the fence, lukewarm. It was like, yeah, I love God, but like that's enough. You know, like, I go to church, you know, but when I really, God was like just calling me to him, and when I gave God my yes, like, there's been so much revelation, there's been so much healing, and so much just transformation in my life. And I see that in my marriage, and I see that in my friendships, and I see that just in everything that I'm a part of now. But that's because I said yes. And so that's the part that really hit with me yesterday. I mean, all of it was good, but that part for me was like, yes. Yes.
Are you happy to be on the other side of your yes and hearing the story Like, how does that make you feel? Like, I made the right decision? Like,
well, yeah, for sure, but also made me aware that there's not just one yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had to keep saying yes. And let me change that. I get to keep saying yes.
Look at that. Come on now.
And so it really is a great opportunity for me when I'm faced with something, because I get to say yes. And every time I see like that I'm obedient in something, I can't explain. I finally learned what the joy of the Lord is your strength means. And I'm like, how is his joy my strength? Because I'm not happy in this situation. How does that help me? But in terms of my strength, like, dang, every time I make God happy with my obedience, I get stronger, because now I'm not concerned about how people feel or if they like it or what the outcome is going to be. I'm concerned about giving him my yes. And every time I get stronger, I get more confident, and I'm more comfortable with who I am, and nothing can move me.
That's good.
So,
yeah. Jesus said, "Take up your cross daily."
Yeah.
And so like that's the yes. Like, it's every day. There's a new yes every single morning you wake up. And there's probably going to be about a dozen other yeses all throughout the day.
Right.
So it's definitely not a one and done decision.
Right.
It's the life that we live. We just keep saying yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Man, I just keep thinking about how Esther's story, how it came to play, because like we joked about a little bit, she got into this position and it was kind of grimy, like how she got into
it's a dark story.
It is a dark story. So do you feel like you can relate a little bit? A little bit.
I don't know where that's going.
not in that way.
Whoa.
So Esther was part of a harem.
No, not that.
How does your story relate?
You are not part of harem.
No harem.
I need popcorn for this episode.
Well, but I mean, I'm saying it's still rough.
It was still rough.
It was rough.
I'm just saying So I'll share a little bit.
Okay.
Because I feel a connection to the story. Actually, Mama Kris said, Pastor Kris said, yesterday she taught this group first to the women's, the CLC women's. And I was in that session when she taught it. And it really, she was driving home in that session was fear. And I didn't realize, but there was a decision that I was wrestling with, or just something I knew I needed to do. And I was so afraid to do it. And I was just like, I'm going to fail. Like, I don't think I'm good enough, But when she taught that message, I felt like I was like, are you listening? Like, I know you don't feel like you're adequate enough for this, but I'm calling you to do it. And so that's how it inspired me, you know? And so do you have that moment before your yes? Like, how was that journey to your yes?
Okay. Well, first of all, the hidden hand part.
Woo.
Yeah. So that's the part that we forget. And so what happened, okay, so I'm going to say I was baptized I think in 2013, maybe for the first time. And then I got baptized again at a conference in 2023. And I remember the weekend I went to that conference, it was a 3-day. So it started on Friday. And I remember I was taking some notes. They were talking about kingdom principles. And I remember them saying, basically, who was speaking at the time had said something along the lines of, you can't, whatever you were doing in the past, it doesn't serve you where God is taking you, basically. And I heard Holy Spirit say, I don't drink anymore. And I put it in my notes, and I still have it. And it says, in quotes, I don't drink anymore. And the reason it says, I didn't say that. that wasn't my voice. Because, of course, the Bible, I personally don't see it being wrong if someone has a glass of wine or something like that. But I also grew up, my parents struggle with alcoholism. Mm-hmm. And I love them so much. But my mom recently passed from alcoholism. And so that moment where Holy Spirit was like, you can't do that anymore. Or, I don't do that anymore. I was like, okay. And I have not had a drink since then. Mm-hmm. So it was but leading up to that moment, God has started to reveal certain things to me that like were almost insane. I went to go visit my parents with my sisters for like a little trip. And I'm sorry, is it okay if I tell the story?
Yeah.
Okay. So we went on a little trip, and my mom had hurt herself or something like that. And and so we decided we're just going to go out and get a break. Let's go have tacos. Let's go have a drink or something and just relax for a second and get away. And as I went to the bathroom, I came back to sit down, and my sisters are looking at me like weird. Like, and I'm like, what? Like, what just happened? And they were like, my middle sister Tina was like, do you know that mom said, you know, that she had her tubes tied with you? And I was like, yeah, she's always told that story, because my mom would sometimes drink, and she was just, I'm guessing she had PTSD from a lot of things that she went through in her life. Okay. And so she would always tell the same stories over and over again. And so she used to always say, I had my tubes tied with Christy. And I'm like, yeah, she said it a million times for sure. She was like, so you knew that she had her tubes tied with you? I'm like, yes, she had me. She had postpartum depression. She cut all her hair off. She got her tubes tied. She didn't want no more kids. And I think Tina received it when she was telling the story. Tina was like, no, Kris, mom had her tubes tied and then got pregnant with you. And I've heard that story a million times, but I never received what mom was saying, as if she was saying, yeah, I had my tubes tied when I had Kris. Whew.
You had the timeline.
So,
yeah.
I used to struggle a lot with my identity. My older sisters' name are Tina and Tammy. They're both named after singers. Tammy Anita after Anita Baker. Tina Marie after Tina Marie. Aww. And here I come along, Christy Ellen. And I'm like, who is that even? You know, like, why is my name so different? So, and my sister,
I have the exact same story. I won't interrupt yours.
I'm like, they don't even like to sing. I love to sing and everything. Like, this is a problem for me. And so, but in that moment, I struggled again so much. My sister used to tell me I was adopted. That's like normal older siblings do. But I'm like, dang, I don't fit in. And God told me in that moment, like, I just remember looking up and getting super emotional, and God saying, even your mom couldn't keep you from being here.
Man.
He said, not only did I call you, I set you apart, because I called you by name. And my name, Christy Ellen, translates to follower of Christ's light.
Nice.
And
wow,
everything changed for me. Like, leading up to that. So that was like in February. I went to that conference in June. God chased me down. And so there was just like a lot of things leading up. And I remember Pam Evans, she's like my spiritual mom. Before I went to see my mom, she was like, the Lord is about to reveal something to you when you go see your parents. And then that happened. Wow. And I was like, okay.
So, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, there was just so many things that, in terms of my identity, the enemy does so much to try to make us think that we are not qualified. But everybody has a moment, if they would hear, if they would choose. Like, just to, if people are like, I don't know am I called or what? I started asking God, for real. Like, I feel something, but what is it? Because I feel like I don't feel important. So he showed me, like, I assigned you to be here. So I think everybody is here. You're here for a reason. If you have breath, you have life, you have purpose. So yeah, that was kind of my moment.
That was beautiful. Thanks for sharing. You are for real for such a time as this story. Like, you weren't even supposed to be here technically. Your mom was like, I'm not having no more kids, and then here you come.
I'm gonna be completely honest. After we had that conversation, there was some confusion. I'm like, I don't even know if that's true, and I really never got to verify that with my mama after that, because my mama had told me that a million times. I'm saying, like, I never really got to have that conversation. Like, you said this a million times, but my sister said, and I don't know if she just. So I don't have 100% facts true, but for that moment, God used that moment to speak to me, and so I just received what he said. And that's the part that matters. I just received what he said.
Well, what's your story, Pastor Brent? You say you can relate.
Mine's not nearly as fun. No, so it's just funny for me. So my brother's name is Chad Andrew, and my mother is Kris Ann. So Chad, Andrew, Kris Ann. My sister is Jennifer Lynette, and my father is Jerry Lynn. Jennifer Lynette, Jerry Lynn, Chad, Andrew, Kris Ann, Brent, and James.
Oh. James is my favorite book of the Bible.
You married
and my
James,
husband. So there you go.
I love that you led with the Bible, though. You're like, I love that name. It's in the Bible. Oh, and I married one.
Yeah. Don't say it like that. He's my favorite.
100%.
James is in the Bible. James is a beast.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you're a little spicy sometimes. Too,
It might be. It might be a trait because James can get a little spicy
He
too.
can get a little spicy.
Oh yeah, my James.
Okay.
Yeah.
James.
He's
spiciness.
yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Law enforcement does that. He's got to be a little assertive.
Man.
So I think I have a question, Pastor Brent. Is it appropriate for us to really believe that God has us in different positions for a reason, for a moment, for a time?
Yeah, absolutely. We see that repeated all throughout Scripture in different ways. And so, yeah, I think it absolutely is. Now, does that mean that all of us are going to be, made queen or made king or be the president or, no, I think sometimes we make it more grandiose maybe in our heads, but like you could be the janitor at the school and it could be for such a time as this moment. Like you could be sweeping the classrooms, doing your thing. And one day there's a teacher that's having a breakdown and you're there in the moment so that you can be light and life to them. So like, I think that, yes, we are where we are for reasons. It becomes a more complicated question because, sometimes you're where you are because you made bad decisions and there's things called consequences. And so, because I've had some people be like, well, I know I'm going through bankruptcy because God's got me here for a reason. It's like, no, you didn't manage your money well. And can God use it? Sure. Yes, absolutely. However, if you were like, hey, God, was it your plan to make me bankrupt? No, maybe not. So there's nuance to these things. But I think that we can absolutely say, man, this is the reason why I'm here. And like from my own story, like my wife and I, we've experienced that in a lot of different places where like we ended up in situations where we're like, I don't know why we're here. Or we ended up in a situation where it was like the leadership over us or the people around us, it was like, man, we're getting beat up. Like, why are we even here? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is why.
Wow.
And so it's been cool to be able to see like some of the more difficult moments in our story. How we can look back on it and be like, oh, it makes sense.
100%.
That's the beauty of hindsight. It kind of sucks when you're in it though, because you don't always like we can read Esther's story and in chapter 2 we're not like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like we're not like panicking or freaking out because you can just flip a few pages and be like, oh, it works out in the end. But when Esther's living it, man, it's real different.
So I'm sorry, but there's a lot of lessons I think in Esther.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, because so I appreciated her willingness. Like, okay, I'll do it. If I have to die, if I have to perish, I'll perish. I'm like,
if I perish, I'll perish. That's a boss line.
Yeah, that was man.
That's about.
So it's come on.
Put on a shirt.
It's so good.
If I perish, I perish.
If I perish, I perish.
I don't know if I want to wear it, but it's here. But no, you know what? It's so crazy because reading it again, I received a lot from it as a parent, but because of Mordecai. And I thought about how it took for her to really trust his leadership. Because he took her in when she was so young. And it took for her to really, really trust what he had to say to show up. And so it made me think about legacy. And it made me think about how as a parent, it's so important for me to create a space where my kids feel safe enough to do something even though they're afraid. Or that they would trust me and trust my advisement enough that they would be willing to take action. And because of her willingness, because of his leadership first and her willingness, her yes, generations or lives were saying everything turned around for them. And what was also beautiful is at the end, Mordecai was basically in leadership, like next to the king, And so it just really had me think a lot about legacy and showing up, which is why I gave God my yes too. It's like, this is so much bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I thought about how in real time she got to see generations before her be blessed and those after.
Yeah.
And so it was just really, really,
that's a good point to
that.
point out.
Yeah.
That she had someone whom she trusted that was leading her.
Yeah.
That even pushed her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's a good
and kept her accountable.
Yeah.
Not just like encouraged her to do it, but also was like, but also, friend,
Yeah.
God gonna have his way.
Right.
Whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, I need you to know.
Do you have someone in your life like that? Like a leader or?
Yeah. As Miss Evans, you know, I wouldn't be, and I love, and this is just like in my faith, you know, just the woman of God that I am. The way she would be like, Kris, I keep coming back to the same point with you. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
I haven't figured this one out yet.
And she cracked me up, but I love that woman.
That's good.
Just for her mentoring me and guiding me on, you know, what it means to be a godly wife and mom. And she actually helped me. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 7.5 years, and today is the first day in 7.5 years where I've had the day to myself because all 3 of my kids are in school full time.
That's a praise.
What? Yes. So, but she would always tell me, Kris, like the time is gonna go by. Like that's gonna go by so fast. Like God has allowed you to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm like, this was not in my plans for me. Are you sure? Do you know who I am or what I'm capable of? Like, she like, girl, sit down somewhere. And
you
so,
just said something.
Oh, go please tell me.
I was gonna say you just said something about. It reminded me of what Pastor Kris talked about in her message with timing.
Yes.
And I think it relates even to your story now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share a little
Please,
bit because
go ahead.
you know, I remember a couple months ago, maybe right before summer.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, and I'm not going to get emotional, but we had a conversation and you was just like, I've been missing it. You actually called me with this whole scripture that you found in Deuteronomy. And you was like, I've been missing it. I've been trying to hold on to things that God has been telling me to release for this time, for my family. And I saw you submit fully to God and to the calling, which wasn't like this grand, like, oh, I'm going to be this. It was like, submit to the calling of serving your family, your husband, and your children, and letting go of things you really wanted.
Yeah.
Man, that is for such a time as this moment.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, you just got me teary-eyed. So let me pull it all back before it all comes out. Okay. But yeah, so I remember God like telling me, because I was just feeling a lot of conflict, because I do know that God has called me out to speak and do all these other things, and I do have my business and stuff. But I'm like, it kept being this friction where my kids, I'm home every day, and they're still like not getting enough. And I'm like, how much more? And even my husband, he's like, can we have some time together? And I'm like, if I'm not at y'all's disposal every single day, all the time, I don't get a day off. So what are you talking about? I'm so confused. So I went to the Lord, and so I'm like, what is it really? Like, what is happening? And I remember I was serving. I've been a commissioner in my village for like 7.5 years. I was chair of my commission, and I was serving in DC Women as one of the table leads, and then I was serving as vice president of the Chicago chapter of the Next Level Speakers Academy. And I love all of these roles. Like, they were so important to me. All had a special place in my heart. And I remember God was like, all of those things were good, but they weren't things that I told you to do. Like, you didn't ask me.
Yeah. That's good.
If that's where I wanted you to be. And they all aligned. I'm like, I'm very much a community advocate. Okay, this is good. Like, I love speaking. I love serving entrepreneurs. I love serving my church. Like, this is good. And he was just like, and I asked God, and he said, I graced you to be his wife. I graced you to be their mom. But the grace that I've given you, you extended to all these places that I didn't call you.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that can be a tough pill to swallow.
I'm like, sir, how do I just walk away from all of these things and places? And I remember I heard, Holy Spirit said, it was just like, I'll give it back to you or whatever. So I looked up scriptures because I'm like, what scripture was it that talks about this? And he specifically gave me, let me bring it up, y'all. Can I bring it up?
Sure.
It was Deuteronomy 30:3.
She was in the Old Testament.
And I'm like,
I love the Old Testament.
It was.
Why she's looking up?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of stories.
Yeah. History. It's the introduction of the character and nature of God, what he loves, what he hates, what he wants for us. Like, yeah.
Yes.
You need your own show, Pastor Brent.
No, first of all, I do love when you do your answer the questions and you do that stuff. Like, it's so good. Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. It's so good.
I've got my wedding ring is Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
Oh, come on.
Bible verses, Old Testament, be slapping.
Be slapping. I like that.
This is why.
Okay. So that's what so I remember Holy Spirit said restoration. That's what he's at, restore.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm like, okay. So then I looked up scriptures on restoration. Yep. And then he gave me Deuteronomy 30:3. And it says, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes. He will have mercy on you and gather you back from all the nations where you were scattered. And I'm like, well, that was very clear because I've been scattered all over the place. And so he promised restoration. But then I heard Holy Spirit say, read the whole thing. And long story short, the whole thing, because there was the Next Level Speakers Academy. I love this group, and I enjoy leading and they were coming here to do our meetings. Like, I just love it, right? I'm like, well, that's the newest thing. I need to at least give them a year. Professionally, that only makes sense. And I was kind of holding on to that one. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, but then I read the whole thing, and there was a part, and it just really talks about, if you will give it all to me, I will not just restore you, but I will restore your children. Yeah. And it just spoke, like, I got chills, and I immediately got on my knees in my living room, and I wept. And before the Lord, and just said, thank you. You can have it all. Because I don't want anything that you don't want from me. Yeah. And it was just so cool to just see. And even something changed in my husband. I don't know what it was, but he was like, just the way that you're being obedient. Like, I wasn't going to go to the speakers conference that year. He was just like, nah, I'm still going to take you. Like, everything I thought I was going to be giving up. Not only did, like, I still get to do, or the favor I still have, or whatever I thought I was losing, I have that and so much more in my relationship, and just in the ability to be present. And now I don't feel the pressure to perform for anybody. Like, everything was just gone. And I'm just like, read Deuteronomy 30. It is a good book. But yeah, God said he'll give it all back.
And I love that. And the reason I kind of wanted to pick that out was because of the obedience part, which is what was taught in the sermon as well. Before you can have that moment where you can say, for such a time as this, like, what are you submitting to God? What are you surrendering? What are you still holding on to that needs to be let go of, so that God can put you in a place to carry out the assignment he has for you? So, I don't know. Do you have any seasons where...
I was just going to jump in with a spoiler for next week. So next week we're doing Nehemiah's story, and there's a verse that stands out because you were talking about, these are good things. These are good things. There's a moment in Nehemiah's story where there's some kings that are plotting to kill him, and so they're trying to get him out of the city so that they can kill him. Mm-hmm. But, like, at appearance level, these are kings inviting Nehemiah to come and sit with them. Like, this... That's a good thing. But his response, he writes them a letter and he says, I can't come down. I'm doing a great work.
Wow.
And it's just this comparison of when God has something great for you to be doing, don't get distracted by the good things.
Woo! You be giving us at least one.
She said
that's so good.
I just
I need you to run that back.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So that's good. What was your question?
No, that was good.
So distracted.
I was just saying, like, we heard a lot about her for such a time as this moment. I know you stepping into the role as like lead pastor 2 or 3 years ago now.
Yeah, something like that.
Was that your for such a time as this moment?
Yes and no. Like I think everything is. It's always for such a time as this. Like our first position as youth pastors. Like I still like I can see what God was doing in those 3 years, and then we went out to South Bend, Indiana, to work for a campus there, and like there's so many things that we're like, oh man, if we didn't have that moment. But like it for me, like my whole life just feels like layers.
Yeah.
And it's like you could if you pulled any one of those layers out and it didn't happen, then Brent isn't the person that he is today. I don't know why I'm talking about myself in the third person. That's weird.
That works for you.
But yeah, so it's like so the good, the bad, the ugly, like all of it, like it forms who I am, and it equips me for what I'm doing today. And so like the pastor that I am right now, if I don't have the time serving as the manager of a thrift store and food pantry in Lyle, like if I don't have that experience of working with the homeless community in that town, like if I don't have that experience, I don't have the compassion that I have now. If I didn't have some of the leaders that took advantage and did stuff that wasn't appropriate and wasn't right, but if I didn't have that moment, then when people are coming to our church talking about church hurt, I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've said on the podcast before, growing up, there was 3 men that I called pastor. 2 of the 3 had moral failures. Like, but if I don't experience that, then the way I live my life today is going to be different, and I'm not going to have this great warning built in of like, hey, pastors, like you need to walk straight, because when you don't, here's what happens. And so like there's all of those. You could call them, for such a time as this.
I love that.
Just kind of builds.
I think everybody should see their own life that way. Right? Because that's if we would take the time to really reflect, and I don't think enough of us do. Like if you take the time to really reflect on that, it's like, there are layers, and God is so intentional. I think of like an assembly line for cars. I always talk about how if you skip a part on the assembly line, you might look pretty on the outside, but you lack an engine and the car won't start.
Kind of an issue.
You know what I'm saying? That's not going to work. And so if God is going to complete his good work, the work that he started in us, then we have to be okay with every stage of our process and be intentional, because I'm at the place where I do know that God has me. I've always been like since I was a little girl, I'm like, larger than life. And my mom, I believe it's really her fault, because she really made me believe I was some sort of superstar.
You're gonna fly.
Yeah, I'm like, why ain't nobody discovered me yet? Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And so it's her fault. But I appreciate that now, because it had given me a level of audacity through my life. But at the same time, it's like I was rushing to that. Or whatever that part was. But that's just a part. Like, if we would choose to be ever so present, there's so much beauty in receiving what God has for us in the moment, even the hard times. And now we've all been through so much. But if we could look at it like this is just another layer of the process. So then when I get where I'm supposed to be going, he will say, well done. I don't want to skip nothing,
That's good.
You need to constantly be asking yourself, what am I learning in this season? Like in this situation, okay, that sucked. What can I learn from it? That was amazing. What can I learn from it?
That's
like the good, the bad, the ugly, like whatever it is, what am I learning? Because if I'm not learning, then I'm wasting the opportunity. I'm wasting the moment.
That's good.
100%.
And like there's things that you're going to go through in life that are going to suck. You're going to go through it regardless. You might as well get something out of it.
Facts.
Let's be learning, and growing.
Oh, that's so good.
Maturing and developing. And
well, it's funny you're saying those things. I was going to say, what are some things we can pull away from this lesson as application to those watching? So I love how you said, take that season, whatever season you're in, and find out what to be learning there.
So I think Esther's story, one of the, if I just rapid fire, you need to be around the right people, right? If Mordecai isn't there, that story is very different. Like you need Mordecai in that story. But she also... She has a moment where it says she went to her ladies and was like, hey ladies, we need to pray and we need to fast. Like she got a group of people. So you got to be around the right people. You got to go to prayer first. Like that was her response. She's spent a time of prayer and fasting. You're going to have to do hard things. Like when you say yes to Jesus, he's going to tell you to do some stuff that is not easy. Right? I mean, when she goes before the king, it was illegal at that time to go before the king without an invitation. It was basically a law to kind of protect his time, right?
And
this is a king that was known I mean, she was queen because the previous queen disobeyed.
Yeah.
And so he killed her. So like it's so disobedience is a
right,
big risk.
Right.
And so for her to even approach the king the way that she did, like there's a risk to that.
Yeah.
That's why when she says, if I perish, I perish, that wasn't just like dramatization of like,
being
you know, she's
dramatic.
not like, oh, no, it's like literal. Like she could. So like get around the right people, pray, do the hard things.
That's good.
That's it. Yeah, I love it.
And I have to feel like there's a small like strategy was there too. I don't know. Maybe you could. I feel like like for her to like her strategy was prayer, and then in that God gave her the next step, which is
we'll see strategy a lot more with Nehemiah's story. Esther's story, the strategy is a little bit more. You might have to read into the text to get her strategy.
Yeah.
Because this is like cooking a meal for him. Okay, maybe you could call that strategy. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, second,
as a wife, I was about to say,
that's
like,
if we want something, what you want for dinner?
Yeah,
you like pork chops,
let me feed you.
chicken?
Let me make sure you're comfortable. You know,
I would say
100%.
though, like the second meal, that wasn't strategy. That was fear. I think she because
that's a different perspective.
Because the Bible doesn't really tell us what her thought process was, but we know that she was very apprehensive to even go to him. That instead of working up the courage to ask the question, she asks a different question. Will you come to a dinner with me?
Yeah.
Right? And so then at the dinner, when she's like, I got something really important. Will you have dinner with me again? Like, that didn't feel like strategy. That felt like somebody that's like, I'm right there. I know I need to do this. Kicking the can down the road.
Go ahead. Are you challenging?
Yeah, I am. Because
Go
for
for it.
me, and like you said, like as a wife, we are, and God just women are very intuitive and nurturing and all of those things. And so if I'm feeling the vibes in the room and I'm like, nah, he ain't ready yet.
Maybe.
Yeah. So like for me,
possible.
I'm thinking like, you know,
That's true.
Yeah.
This is where
like,
it's all speculation.
Yeah,
My
right,
part is
you're guessing.
speculation.
Yeah,
Your part is
we're all
speculation, 'cause
guessing,
The
but-
Bible doesn't tell us.
Right.
I like our perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes her
yeah. Also,
more. My version fits with her personality leading up to the moment.
Oh, God.
but,
she
you know.
passed that ship has sailed. She said, if I perish, I perish. At this point, I'm a ride or die. I gotta handle business. So she was serious. No, it was good. I really enjoyed, and I'm just enjoying call. And can I just, first of all, I love both of you, like seriously, deeply. I am so grateful for my community and the people that I do have in my life. I want to say that and Pastor Kris, Pastor Jerry, love them so much. And I know probably stepping down while they were probably like, man, this is probably hard. They're like, okay, we did enough. Okay, we can do this. But I am so proud of you all.
Aww.
And for what Disciples Church, the whole meaning being there that Sunday when you were like, we're changing the name because this is what we believe. Like, be one, make one, resonates so much with my spirit. And I'm like, yo, I'm 10 years ago, I'm driving past Disciples Church because that's weird a little bit. Like, in my mind, that's a little bit much. I'm not going there. Now I'm like, yes, like we're Disciples Church. This is so good.
Yeah,
so I just want to say I'm so just honored to be a member, to be under your leadership. I'm so grateful for you and Pastor Soul, Pastor Kris, Pastor Jerry, and Taisha. You are a phenomenal woman of God.
Aww.
And any fear that you've ever had about not being qualified, I hope you see with even your service here at our church that you are more than, and you were called for such a time as this.
Pastor Brent, I don't know. He might be, he crossing his finger like, yeah, you are.
Look, he's like, no, I'm
Thank
not.
you.
So I love y'all. Thank you
Love
for
you.
real, for being
we
great.
love what God is doing in your life, your husband's life, your family life.
Yes.
We love to see it. And that's what we love around here at Disciples Church. When we really try to do life together. Even how you were talking about your mentor.
Yeah.
She's one of
she is
one of the members.
She's
here.
an elder here.
She's an. I didn't want to.
My boo.
I didn't want to say it. And he'd be like, actually,
no, she is.
Yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
So she's one of our
her
elders.
husband are
Yes.
they
Here
serve
and-
as
Love them.
couples.
And that's what I love. Like, our churches, you can see the difference. Like, you can see the wise and the strong and our elders, and then how they're pouring into us younger generation who need all the guidance.
Oh, 100%. We are the mothers. We're coming to auntie.
We becoming the aunties.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
It's so good to have that here at this church. It's not just like, just one generation. You see multiple generations, and you see lots of families, and so it's just a good place to have community. So let's land this plane, because I know the production team is like, this is going all this touchy feely, loving each other.
I apologize. I'm like, one more thing. How many times you say that?
So what we do when we land the plane here is we give a takeaway for our guest. And so from the sermon, since you're our guest, you want to go first with your takeaway?
From the sermon?
From the sermon. Just one.
What was your highlight, your big moment, that's the thing that hit me right between the eyes. You can hold on to that one.
Yep. I started crying when she talked about just seeing God's hand. Like, what was it? The hidden hand. Hidden hand. Yeah. So at the end, I didn't think that I would get so emotional. I felt really good about it at first, but we have to always be conscious that God has always gone before us. Yeah. Like, he never leaves or forsakes us. And when it feels like he's not there, and it feels like you're alone, like, I'm busy already. My grace has already gone before you. Like, every time I thought I was by myself or I was afraid, he showed up in a way that, you know what I mean, that provided comfort for me or a new level of certainty for me. So for anyone watching, just know that God's hidden hand, it really isn't so hidden if we look for it. Like, really. But sometimes we don't. But he's there anyway. Yeah. And so that is the courage and confidence that we can have when we know that we are called. He's always there, and we don't have to do it alone.
Yeah. Man, that's good.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, for me, you were giving me that look for me, I think I'm in a Mordecai season. So I think that for me, I just recognizing and identifying that it's not so much about answering that for such a time as this kind of question. Like, it's not me saving the world. It's me identifying the people and encouraging the people and pushing some people out of the nest and into the next thing. And so that's what the whole message that's kind of going through my mind is like, awesome. Okay, who are the people that I need to be Mordecai to?
Yeah. Wow, that's good. That's how I feel about my kids. Yeah, that's good.
That was good.
I love that.
Because I definitely feel like you're Mordecai. He would not let me cry about anything. Him and Pastor Saul, they stay on me like, girl, get it together.
That's good. We need that.
That's awesome. So I think my takeaway is the kind of like what I shared before. Like, if you're feeling that push, like if you feel like you're operating in a space of fear, that can become a space of disobedience. Yeah. So I just encourage you to really surrender that to God, really get before him and ask him to reveal like those hidden distractions or even those areas where you're holding on to like, this is good, like you said, Pastor Brent, but God has great for you. And so don't allow fear to keep you kind of like stagnant or comfortable.
That's good.
And so that's my takeaway. And I think it was just such a beautiful message. We all left so inspired and encouraged to, like Pastor Moy yesterday, he said it well, like we're ready to go do some kung fu out here as believers and disciples of Jesus. So I encourage you to, if you didn't get a chance, rewatch the message. What did I say?
No, I was just really thinking about Pastor Moy going like this.
He should have kicked full. I'm just like, but no, rewatch the message and share this podcast. I think it was so full and really good conversation to help inspire you in your different seasons, no matter where you are. So let us know if this episode blessed you. And until next week, we love you here on Between Sermons and at Disciples Church. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.